action in Central Texas. This is KWTX News 10.
Thanks for joining us today at 6. I'm Brandon Marshall. Keisha is off today. Final farewells are underway for several of the victims in the Orlando massacre, which claimed 49 lives nearly 1 week ago. Wei Zhang reports from Orlando.
21-year-old Corey Connell did not live to see his dream of becoming a firefighter come true. On Saturday, the mayor of Orange County, Florida, declared him an honorary one at his funeral.
I also stand here before you as a mom grieving. And I want you to know that our whole community is grieving.
Connell's was one of many services happening over the weekend for the victims of the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando. The grief rippled across Puerto Rico, too. Nearly half of the 49 victims were Puerto Rican, including 28-year-old Angel Candelario Padro, who moved to Florida in February.
We lost an angel because he's named by angel in our earth, but God have a new angel in there.
Outside several of the funeral services here in Orlando, community members, even strangers, filled the streets to show their support.
Hate came to Orlando, and we pushed it back.
Volunteers made and wore 11 massive angel wings to shield mourners from protesters at 32-year-old Christopher Leinenen's funeral.
Today we got a chance to do that, to give our support to those that are fallen, for those that are grieving, and to say that love wins.
More funerals are planned in the coming days, and the community vows to remain Orlando strong. Wei Zhang, CBS News, Orlando, Florida.
Orlando's professional soccer team will stop at the 49th minute of the game tonight to honor the victims. Those going have been given color codes on their tickets, so the crowd will look like a rainbow. And in Central Texas, Central Texans are continuing to show their support for the Orlando community. There will be a benefit show for the Pulse victims and families tonight at Connect nightclub located on North 19th Street in Waco. Proceeds from the show will be split between the One Orlando and National Compassion Fund. The show starts at 11 p.m. We'll continue with more of our top stories in just a bit, but first, let's take a look and check out the weather with meteorologist Brian Gurm. What's it looking like out there?
Yeah, Brandon, it's another hot and humid day across Central Texas, and plenty of sunshine still reaching the surface, overall dry conditions, but it does look like we will see some relief across portions of Central Texas over the next couple of days. So here's a live look outside right now over Waco, and you can see just some high-level clouds, but still plenty of sunshine allowing temperatures to warm up once again into the low to mid 90s. So currently 93 degrees outside. Feels though like 101 degrees. That heat advisory still in effect. Winds out of the southeast about 9 miles per hour. Once again, low to mid 90s this afternoon. 91 Hillsboro, 93 in Waco, 91 in Gatesville, 94 in Hamilton, 91 further to the east in Mejia, 93 in Corsicana. Clouds and radar for Texas. You can see dry conditions for us, but eastern Texas starting to see a few clouds and this complex system of showers and a few thunderstorms impacting that region. And coming up later in the show during my full forecast, I'll let you know if that will affect our weather over the next couple of days. Brandon?
All right, thank you. Central Texans are remembering the day slavery officially ended in the Lone Star State. In Waco, hundreds are gathering for a family fun day at the Brazos East Park, from music and games to barbecue. All of it celebrating African American heritage. One organizer is also using the popular event to inform families about community resources and to support victims of sexual and domestic abuse.
For people to know that real love doesn't hurt, that it's not okay if you've been a predator, if you've been the one to cause the pain against someone, it's not okay.
There will be live music throughout the evening. The event goes on until 9 and is free for everyone. A local police department needs your help identifying a suspect who they say used bogus money for shopping. Take a look. Robinson police say this woman entered the Pit Stop convenience store on South Robinson Drive back in May. She bought a pack of cigarettes and 2 sodas using a counterfeit $100 bill. From the photos, the woman has tattoos on her left wrist and also left and right shoulders. If you recognize her, please call Robinson police. And police also need your help to track down a driver involved in a hit and run, this time in Killeen. Police say the 33-year-old victim was in the crosswalk on Central Texas Expressway at Fort Hood Street when he was hit by a car. He was taken to the hospital in stable condition. Police say the car was an older model white Buick with silver rims and dark tinted windows. If you know anything, please call Crime Stoppers. 6 people are dead after a van carrying 16 people hits another car and rolled over several times. This happened in Virginia. Virginia State Police say the crash happened around 1 o'clock this morning on a highway. Police say a Dodge van ran off the road and then came back and struck a Toyota Camry. When the van overturned, 6 passengers were ejected. They died at the scene. The driver and 9 other passengers were taken to a hospital with serious injuries. The other driver was not hurt. Police in Pennsylvania have arrested 3 people, including a couple, accused of giving away their daughter. The crime scene was uncovered in Festerville after authorities got a tip. Brian Webb reports.
This modest Bucks County home was actually a house of horrors. Police say 12 girls aged 6 months to 18 years were held here by 51-year-old Lee Kaplan. Neighbor Jen Betts alerted authorities.
You notice these little children, these little girls, only little girls, and they'd be outside very sporadically, very rarely you'd see 1 or 2.
Police say it began when Amish couple Daniel Stoltzfus and his wife Sevilla gifted one of their daughters to Kaplan as thanks for financial support. According to an affidavit, the girl's father told police he thought it was legal after doing research online. No birth certificates have been found, and the children were not enrolled in any school.
We're trying to, right now, working on getting an expert with Amish culture to help us conduct interviews on arresting these children.
Police believe Kaplan began a sexual relationship with the oldest girl when she was 14 years old. Now 18, she told police Kaplan is the father of 2 girls, one 3 years old, the other 6 months.
Just amazed. They're going right under our noses.
The other children are believed to be the biological daughters of the Stoltzfus couple. They are all in child protective custody. Brian Webb for CBS News.
It's not clear if the other children were victims of abuse. All 3 adults are being held on a $1 million bond with charges that include endangering the welfare of a child. Coming up on News 10 at 6, a Waco historical marker gets a new home, where you can find the marker honoring a Civil War general. Plus, service dogs are honored at this year's Dog Days of Summer. We'll be back. Is it okay? Is it okay? Okay.
Live from all around Central Texas, you're watching KWTX News 10.
That story that happened in Pennsylvania
Live
reminded
from all
me
around
of,
Central Texas,
there was something
you're
similar,
watching
I think, back in
KWTX News
Indiana.
10.
Yeah. No, it wasn't recent. It was like 5 years ago when it was 3 adult women, I believe. They were being held captive in a house. One of them got out.
Oh, I remember that.
One of them ended up being pregnant too. That was not a Netflix show. It might as well be. It's obviously.
No, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that one. I forget where that one was.
That was Indiana or something
Yeah.
like over there.
What?
Maybe Ohio, I don't know.
No vagina hands. I need to just do this. Have you never heard that? Don't make vagina hands on TV. Like, don't do this. Those are vagina hands. Don't ever do that.
I guess I'm usually holding something, so
Brian? Okay, thank you. Okay.
Live from all around Central Texas, you're watching KWTX News 10.
Making a move, a historical marker honoring a Civil War general is back on display after being removed 3 years ago. The historical marker of General Richard Harrison used to be located at a park along I-35 near Elmont. TxDOT removed it because of highway expansion and construction. The marker was never put back up until now. Its new home is near the Brazos River and the Texas Ranger Hall of Fame and Museum. County officials and family members of Harrison came out for the rededication.
I'm glad that we found the location for it. I'm glad that the family is happy about it, and we're certainly happy about it and glad we were able to make the move.
General Harrison is buried at the First Street Cemetery near the museum. Man's Best Friend was honored this weekend in one Central Texas city. The 4th annual Dog Days of Summer happened in Hewitt this morning. The purpose is to bring dog lovers together and also a chance to hear from rescue and adoption organizations and local vets. People had a chance to watch sheep herding and agility demonstrations. The festivities kicked off with a ceremony honoring service dogs in the community.
It's very good to honor them because they serve such a purpose in life, and you know, we have a canine ourselves for the city of Hewitt that helps assist our police department, but then we have residents and people all over, you know, the United States that use service dogs to help them live.
About 7 dogs were honored. Proceeds from today go towards the Children's Reading Center at the Hewitt Public Library. And it was a hot day throughout Central Texas, of course, but that didn't stop food critics and families from eating out under the sun. Food trucks and vendors and a lot of hungry people braved the heat for the Central Texas Hispanic Chamber of Commerce's 2nd annual food truck battle. Part of the proceeds will go to the Killeen Fire Department. One member of the chamber says the goal is to help out all 6 stations throughout the city, and they're up for the challenge.
Hopefully, you know, we'll be able to provide not just one station, because there's several stations in the Killeen area. So right now we're focusing at the Central Station because they're the oldest one. So after that, we're hoping that we can provide with the other 5 stations as well. C4.
News 10's Taina Maya, there she is, was a celebrity judge at today's battle. About 12,000 people came out and